everyone, welcome to Comic Mations 2. I'm your host Andy Mosher, and welcome to this episode of all the Easter eggs, secrets, and references. We recently released our new video called Splatfest Fight Against Tartar on our main channel, and I can tell you guys already seem to be enjoying it. It's got a lot of views already. In this video, I'm going to explain all the Easter eggs, secrets, and references in Comic Mations Splatfest Fight Against Tartar. Now, there will be a lot of spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and don't want to be spoiled, I suggest you click away right now. Or, if you still want to stick around, look out for this sign in the top right corner and I'll warn you before I spoil anything big. Now, let's get started. One Easter egg you might have noticed in the movie is literally the name Splatfest itself. Splatfest is referencing a Nintendo game called Splatoon, and in that game, the main characters in that game are called Pearl and Marina. The reason we're calling it Splatfest and not Splatoon is to avoid being sued by Nintendo. Obviously we have the Nintendo Switch, but there's an Easter egg to that other than the console itself. It's a reference to Mary Kay, the director of the movie, who actually has one of these. And yes, she has Splatoon. All the shirts we're wearing are actually all Easter eggs. They are teasers for the Mermaid Venture sequel we're making, called Mermaid Venture 2 with Roman numerals. The one I'm wearing is the color of the tails, the one Anya's wearing is the color of the shells, and the one Riley's wearing is the color of the water. Now don't forget about Raven at the end. She's also wearing a shirt referencing to that movie. If you follow us on Instagram and seen the Mermaid Venture 2 post, then you may know that unlike all the other tails of the mermaids, whose tails are green, Raven's colored tail is purple, and Raven is wearing the exact color on her shirt. In the montage of us playing Splatfest for hours and hours and hours, the controller Anya has is obviously the Nintendo Switch controller, but the one Riley has is for the Nintendo GameCube, and the one I have is the original Nintendo controller from the NES. Miss Infinity is an iconic character in Splatfest, but did you know that she was actually inspired by Miss Minutes from Loki? And even her introduction was a lot like Miss Minutes' introduction. This is outrageous! We should be back in the real world! How do we get back?
Probably saying...
This is outrageous! We should be back in the real world! How do we get back?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Splatfest. I am Mrs. Infinity, the all-knowing, out-programmed control of all video games and the internet.
Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes.
If you own a Windows computer, then you may recognize this sound is the same sound that Windows 7 uses when it turns on. It's also a bit of an Easter egg to Miss Infinity's original look. Her original colors were red, orange, blue, and green, which is just like the Microsoft logo. However, it was later changed to a more modified display to hopefully avoid being sued by Microsoft. When we start the first battle, the gun I'm using is a minigun. Look familiar? That's because it's a reference to the show Star Wars The Clone Wars, and in that show, the clone trooper CT-782, or Heavy, always uses a minigun. When I make the final move in the battle, it's actually a reference to something.
Yes!
So... now what? It's a reference to the move called Dual Attack in the Henry Stickmin collection, and in that game, you fire bullets all over the place while someone shoots down at you. When we finally meet Pearl and Marina for the first time, there are two interesting posters on the wall. This one is called Animal Bridge, which is actually a parody of Animal Crossing. And this one is called Generous Woman by Nirana Gibson, which is actually a parody of Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. Now if this poster looks familiar to you, it should, because we put this exact poster in Adventure Through Time when I come back from 88. When we're at stage 9, the thing I'm using is Elytra from Minecraft, which is kind of like a wingsuit. At stage 21 is another Elytra scene, and this one is another reference to the Henry Stickmin collection. There's a scene where you're running away from the cops, and then they come towards this wall, and you have to run over it and bounce behind them, except you don't shoot them. After we get to the 30th stage and Tartar disarms us, we meet Miss Infinity again. But take a look at that text she's holding. The bottom row says, "Don't take away ones or zeros from a computer." This is an inside joke, just like in real life, because computers are literally made with nothing but ones and zeros. There are a lot of Easter eggs in the wide internet. Now I'm not going to name them all because that would be very boring, but some things worth mentioning are Apple, YouTube, Google, Amazon, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The game Imposter in the Ship
Mrs. Infinity takes us to the imposter in the ship.
It's referencing to the very popular video game called Among Us. If you thought this bird over here is the blue bird from Angry Birds, that's a good thought. But no, it's actually a teaser to our next video called Andy Gets a Pet Bird. And, like the name suggests, it's about me getting a pet bird. And if you're wondering what his name is, well, that remains to be seen. When Riley's asking me if Lance is okay, it cuts to Lance falling, and he says, Ow! I've been falling for 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 52.67 seconds! This is a reference to Marvel's Thor Ragnarok, where Doctor Strange made Loki fall for 30 minutes.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
As you might guess, Barnock the Hedgehog is a parody of Sonic the Hedgehog. These two people are Steve and Alex from Minecraft. This is Pikachu from Pokemon, Chuck from Angry Birds, Bomb from Angry Birds, and Red from Angry Birds. And you probably recognize Mario and Yoshi here. There's a few Star Wars references in here as well, so let's go point those out. When the group and Tartar come face to face, Tartar strikes Pearl without her even seeing it coming.
Pearl?
This is a reference to Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when Yoda and Darth Sidious come face to face, and Sidious says,
Oh, you will experience the full power of the dark side.
and unexpectedly shoots Force Lightning at Yoda. Tartar taking control of other video game characters and sending them to kill us is kind of like Order 66, once again from Star Wars Episode 3. When Tartar becomes Super Tartar, there's a Pixar building next to the Apple building. But notice that the Apple building and the Pixar building are pretty close together. This is because one of the founding members of Pixar was Steve Jobs, who was also the founder of Apple. When Tartar is rising to power, infects the internet, infects every single video game character, it's just like how in Disney's The Little Mermaid when Ursula rose to power and laughed very similar to Tartar's laugh. All the video game characters that are sent to kill us are all Easter eggs. We have Reginald Copperbottom, Ellie Rose, Right Hand Man, and Henry himself from the Henry Stickmin collection. Enderman, a creeper, and a zombie from Minecraft. The ghosts Clyde, Pinky, Blinky, Ninky from Pac-Man. Isabelle from Animal Crossing, or in this case, Animal Bridge. Rosalina from Mario Kart, the White Bird from Angry Birds, the Big Red Bird from Angry Birds, and the Twin Birds from Angry Birds. When me, Anya, Riley, and Miss Infinity blast Tartar to the ground, he melts. Look familiar? That's because it's a reference to the Wizard of Oz when the Wicked Witch of the West is defeated and she, you guessed it, melts.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! I'm going!
In the credits of Splatfest, there's a person named Logan in here. I bet you're wondering who Logan is. After the credits, there's another scene that takes place a year later, and this shows Miss Infinity creating a new boss for Splatfest, and his name is, you guessed it, Logan. Who am I?
You are the new boss of Splatfest. I am Mrs. Infinity, your creator.
And those are all the Easter eggs, secrets, and references in Comic Mission's Splatfest Fight Against Tartar. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like, share it with a friend, and make sure to subscribe to Comic Missions too, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another one of our videos. You can also follow us on Instagram for more extras besides these during videos, as well as subscribe to our main channel, Comic Missions, where you can watch our actual movies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.